push a button. A low hum fills the room. You guide this sleek, sometimes robotic, companion across the floor. Dust bunnies vanish. Crumbs disappear. Pet hair surrenders. It seems effortless, almost mundane. It's a domesticated tornado, a controlled vortex of air, precisely engineered to suck the very dirt out of your environment and trap it. How did we tame the wind itself to serve our domestic needs? What hidden drama, what flashes of genius and frustration lie coiled within the power cord of this most ordinary of household heroes? The vacuum cleaner's true story is far dirtier and far more fascinating than the flaws it leaves behind. Imagine the home before 1900. Dust wasn't just an annoyance. It was a constant, gritty adversary. Floors were mostly wood, covered with rugs. Heavy, expensive, difficult to clean. The primary weapons, brooms and beaters. Sweeping merely redistributed dust, sending clouds of it swirling into the air only to settle elsewhere. On furniture, curtains, into lungs. Weekly rug beating was a brutal, labor-intensive chore. Rugs were dragged outside, hung over a line or railing, and mercilessly whacked with a carpet beater, a wooden paddle often shaped like a tennis racket. This violent dislodging sent plumes of dust, dirt, mites, and allergens into the atmosphere, a visible testament to the filth embedded within. Indoors, the dust settled thickly on every surface, demanding constant wiping and polishing. For the wealthy, armies of housemaids spent hours on their knees, sweeping, brushing, and beating. It was backbreaking, inefficient, and profoundly unhygienic. Respiratory ailments were rampant, exacerbated by the very methods meant to combat dust. Sanitation reformers despaired. Doctors linked dusty homes to tuberculosis and other diseases. People longed for cleanliness, but were trapped in a cycle of labor and airborne grime. The air inside homes was often dirtier than the air outside. The dream was clear. A machine that removed dust didn't just stir it up. Early attempts were crude, like manual bellows systems or bulky, impractical sweepers. They offered little real relief. The war against dust was being fought with the wrong weapons, and humanity was losing. The spark came not from a desire for convenience, but from a public demonstration gone sideways. London, 1901. British engineer Hubert Cecil Booth attended an exhibition at the Empire Music Hall, showcasing a new American contraption. It wasn't a suction device, but a blowing machine designed to clean train seats by blasting compressed air. Booth watched as dust flew everywhere. Disgusted by the ineffective mess, a thought struck him. What if the opposite approach worked? What if you sucked the dust away instead of blowing it around? Right there, in the plush seats of the music hall, Booth conducted a crude experiment. He placed a handkerchief over his mouth, knelt down, and sucked hard on a plush velvet chair. When he lifted the handkerchief, it was clogged with dirt pulled from the fabric. Eureka, suction worked. Booth immediately set to work. His vision was grand. A machine powerful enough to generate sustained suction. Forget portability. This was about raw power. By late 1901, Booth had his first working model, nicknamed Puffing Billy. It was monstrous, powered by a gasoline engine so large it had to be transported by horse-drawn carriage and parked outside the building to be cleaned. Teams of men hauled hundreds of feet of flexible hose through windows. The noise was deafening, the operation chaotic. Early demonstrations were met with ridicule and fear. People worried it would suck the air out of their lungs. Newspapers mocked the snorting, vacuum-cleaning octopus. But Booth persisted. He founded the British Vacuum Cleaner Company, offering cleaning as a service, not selling machines. His teams, in distinctive red uniforms, became a sight in affluent London neighbourhoods. The results, however, were undeniable. Thick layers of dust vanished from carpets and curtains, trapped in cloth filters. Booth even cleaned Westminster Abbey before Edward VII's coronation in 1902, proving the machine's worth on a national stage. The breakthrough wasn't just the suction principle, but Booth's unwavering belief in it against all odds, turning public mockery into grudging acceptance. He had tamed the whirlwind, even if it required a stable of horses to do it. Booth's Puffing Billy proved suction worked, but it was hardly practical for the home. The race was on to miniaturize and domesticate the beast. The next pivotal leap came from an unlikely source, an asthmatic janitor in Canton, Ohio. James Murray Spangler, struggling with dust-induced coughing fits while sweeping a department store in 1907, was desperate for a better way. He cobbled together a truly bizarre prototype, an old fan motor attached to a soapbox, using a pillowcase as a dust collector mounted on a broom handle with roller brushes. It was crude, held together with tape and hope, but it worked. Spangler's sucking sweeper actually removed dust as he pushed it. He patented his design in 1908, recognizing its potential. Financial struggles, however, forced him to sell his patent. The buyer, his cousin's husband, a leather goods manufacturer named William Henry Hoover. Hoover saw gold in Spangler's contraption. He established the Hoover Suction Sweeper Company and poured resources into refinement. The pivotal model was the 1908 Hoover. It wasn't perfect, but it was revolutionary. Relatively compact, electric, and crucially, it incorporated two key innovations Spangler had developed: beater bars to agitate the carpet and loosen dirt, and a cloth filter bag that collected dust inside the machine. Hoover also pioneered something equally important: aggressive marketing and direct-to-home demonstrations. The famous "It beats, as it sweeps, as it cleans" slogan highlighted the agitation advantage over simple sweepers. By the 1920s, Hoover was a household name, synonymous with vacuuming itself. The technology evolved. Aluminum bodies replaced wood and tin. Motors became lighter and more powerful. Disposable paper bags replaced messy cloth ones introduced by Eros Electrolux in the 1920s, and various configurations emerged. Uprights for carpets, canisters for versatility. The cumbersome external monster Booth created had been transformed into a self-contained, essential domestic appliance. The evolution was driven by necessity, ingenuity, and a relentless focus on making powerful suction manageable within the confines of the ordinary home. The arrival of the practical vacuum cleaner wasn't just a cleaning revolution, it was a social earthquake. Its impact rippled through homes and societies. Firstly, it dramatically reduced the sheer physical burden of housework. While wealthy homes still employed servants, the vacuum cleaner significantly lessened the most grueling tasks, particularly rug beating. For the burgeoning middle class, it was transformative. It made maintaining a respectable level of cleanliness achievable, without dedicating entire days to back-breaking labor or relying on expensive help. Women, primarily responsible for domestic duties, found hours of their week reclaimed. This wasn't just about cleanliness, it was about time, energy, and autonomy. The vacuum cleaner became a symbol of modern, efficient homemaking, heavily marketed towards women as a liberator. Advertisements promised not just spotless floors, but freedom, leisure time, and domestic bliss. Culturally, standards of cleanliness rose dramatically. Floors that might have been swept weekly could now be vacuumed daily. Deep-pile carpets, once impractical dust traps, became desirable status symbols precisely because they could now be maintained. The verb to hoover entered the lexicon in Britain and beyond, a testament to the brand's dominance and the appliance's ubiquity. It changed architecture too, making wall-to-wall carpeting feasible and desirable in ordinary homes. The vacuum cleaner also played a role in public health, significantly reducing airborne dust and allergens within homes, contributing to better respiratory health. It reshaped gender roles, domestic expectations, and even interior design. It shifted the definition of a clean home from something achieved through immense human toil to something attainable through technological aid. The humble vacuum became an engine of domestic transformation, quietly altering the rhythm and standards of daily life for millions. From the horse-drawn behemoth to the robotic disc silently navigating our living rooms while we sleep, the vacuum cleaner's journey embodies relentless human ingenuity. Today's machines are marvels of applied physics and microengineering. Powerful, efficient motors generate astonishing suction with minimal noise. Advanced filtration systems, like HEPA filters, capture particles as small as allergens and some bacteria, contributing significantly to indoor air quality. Cyclonic technology, pioneered by James Dyson in the 1980s after years of frustration and 5,127 prototypes, eliminated the need for bags by using centrifugal force to separate dust, maintaining suction power. Cordless stick vacuums offer unprecedented freedom and convenience. The most striking evolution is the rise of the robot vacuum. Packed with sensors, lasers, and sophisticated mapping software, these autonomous cleaners learn our homes, navigate obstacles, dock themselves for recharging, and can even be controlled remotely. Companies like Irobot, Roomba, Shark, Dyson, and countless others constantly push boundaries with smart features, app integration, and self-emptying bases. Yet, the core principle remains Hubert Booth's fundamental insight. Controlled suction. We've refined it, miniaturized it, automated it, and made it smarter. But the heart of the machine is still that vortex of air pulling dirt away. The vacuum cleaner stands as a testament to solving a universal, age-old problem: the fight against dust. It transformed from a luxury service requiring stables to an affordable, often intelligent, appliance found in nearly every home. It's a quiet champion of public health, a liberator of time, and a dazzling example of how human curiosity and persistence can tame a force of nature for the sake of a cleaner floor. That persistent hum in our homes is the sound of a century of innovation, still hard at work, and that is the story of the vacuum cleaner. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to drop a comment below, or hit that subscribe button for more fun content like this. Cleaner.